Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Alex Coffey, Senior Market Strategist at Charles Schwab, to discuss technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq 100, as this is the busiest week of earnings, including 5 of the Magnificent 7, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta Platforms, and Apple, as well as the FOMC meeting taking place this week. Of course, we'll get that decision on Wednesday. Alex, this kind of is like the Super Bowl of earnings for traders this week.
You know, I actually used that same analogy yesterday to kind of set up this week, coming off the excitement of conference championship weekend. But when you look at this, you got AMD as well. There is so much. It's a, water from the fire hose situation for sure. And I'm not surprised to see a little bit of uneasiness so far today in the markets on the heels of, of all of this that's about to come up. But when we look at the Nasdaq 100, I thought it'd be fun to kind of check out some of these technical levels. Last time we looked at a longer term look going back to the middle parts of 2022. This chart, just go back to the beginning of June of last year and looked for points that just captured that first 2-3 month period, captured that entire trading activity, and then sort of extrapolated from there. And what I found using our same kind of traffic light setup, red being sort of the resistance points, yellow being sort of that middle point, and green being the support areas, was there's a couple points in which we ventured outside of that. Notably, in kind of the October sell-off, we saw the market get below. And so then I extrapolated essentially the same distance from that midpoint to the bottom line into that dashed green line, that's sort of an extended support zone. You can see that was within the ballpark of sort of where the market turned around, and then did the same now to the upside for a resistance point. You can see we haven't quite got there. It'd be up at that sort of 17,800 mark or so, and continually rising. But it sort of give us an idea of where we may see this market, touch and run into, continued resistance going forward. And of course, that former level of resistance could act as support back near that 17,150, 17,200 level.
Yeah, and of course, this is really the moment of truth for the mega caps, isn't it, Alex? What do you see on the heat map today? Any clues you can discern from that going into some of the earnings tonight?
Yeah, well, there's such a high bar set for so many of these names. You mentioned all the mega cap tech firms, the Magnificent 7 names, and absent Apple, all those names are effectively expected to post double-digit or 20% in some cases revenue growth. Apple being the one that's a little bit different, sort of flat, year over year, still expected. But it's a high bar, and these names have rallied so much. Their valuations largely expanded during that time, and they're sort of now needing to grow into those multiples. So what I'm looking for is right now, and I think this is seen by the heat map, is a feeling of uneasiness, as though we're now on the doorstep of this, potential sell the news event. There's some selling ahead of it, but make no mistake, these can be catalysts to the upsides as well, especially if a name like Microsoft, a name like Alphabet sets a positive tone here today, like Netflix did last week.
All right, Alex, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.